Claustrophobic, Darren. That's the best moment. Welcome to Unpacked,
A series where we break down the big things that's been living in your head rent-free.
and we make it more manageable.
Hi, it's Hussein,
And I'm Tom.
and today we're unpacking Big Brother.
Will this return work for audiences in 2023?
How has it changed the celebrity landscape?
And is this going to mark a return for Y2K TV?
Period.
Right, Big Brother. Shall we... Why have I said that?
I don't know that show. That's not me.
It's not me either. Shall we have a look in the box and see what we have got to unpack?
Show us.
First thing we are unpacking is these eyeballs, which actually symbolizes the Big Brother logo, because I want to talk to you about how it started versus how it is now making a return in 2023. Okay, so let me give you a quick Tomo timeline. It started actually as a Dutch show in 1999. Same type of concept. It's obviously a little bit different now, but back then it was actually quite bland. It was literally just people in a house where they just film like it is now, but there wasn't like the voting like it is now. There wasn't the tasks like there is now. It was very, very bland.
But was it popular?
Yeah, very popular.
Why?
In Netherlands, though. Big Brother UK started in 2000s. So obviously a year into the Netherlands show, so they took it into Britain for themselves, put their own little twist to it. And the first show in 2000, 4.5 million views, the first series, which is pretty incredible. But a lot of them were quite bad because people weren't actually happy that Big Brother was very bland, it was very boring, no tension, no nothing.
You put people in a house, what do you expect? You know what I mean?
It wasn't until a couple years later where things got a bit more spicy. But obviously, as the show got on, it got very, 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 very popular. And Channel 4 was running that show until 2010. The
Sponsor us.
viewership peaked at almost 10 million viewers, which is absolutely ridiculous. Even for 2010, when I was 7 at that time. That's just ridiculous for
You're so
2010.
small.
So yeah, in 2010, Channel 4 sold it to Channel 5, where they took on the show up until 2018 when it was axed. However, when Channel 5 kind of took the show is when it kind of started going like this. It started going a bit bad. There was
Bad?
Well, yeah, there was obviously a lot of scandals, which we'll get into later.
So true.
There was a load of arguments. There was breaking of tables. There was...
But doesn't that make it good, though? Like,
Oh,
let's
absolutely.
be real.
But viewership completely dipped. And by the end of 2018, the final series actually only had 1 million viewers.
So you're saying people prefer the OG, like, people sat in the house,
I
do
guess.
nothing kind of vibe?
Yeah, well, I
rather
think
than-
it got too extreme though. Like there were racial like scandals and it
Yeah.
got bad, which we'll go into in a minute. But that's the history of Big Brother. Now, obviously, it's returning.
It's
I'm
exciting.
excited. Will it be the same? Will it not?
I don't know,
knows?
but it's really bold of us to see him when we're literally like 10 years old. Let's
Yeah.
be real.
Yeah.
But we can't talk about Big Brother without talking about the Y2K era. And we got a pair of Sunnies
Put them on.
I can't, I'm blind.
Yeah.
Okay, who's
That
what the
suits.
Destiny Child's member?
That suits
I'm
you,
gonna just
though.
leave them for here for now. The Y2K era. So Big Brother was definitely, it started off in the 2000s, right? So it was part of the pinnacle in terms of TV. It was new, it was different, it was giving celebrities, it was giving fun. But the Y2K era was a very specific time in our world, in our lives, and we were like youngest. We were the youth.
I
At the
wasn't
time.
even born.
You
You
technically
were what,
were.
1, 2?
I was born in 2001. Oh my gosh, not me outing myself. Y'all delete that part. When we're talking about Y2K right now, we're talking about Y2K in 2023. And more so about fashion. It's noted in the fashion world, there's this thing called a 20-year cycle. A 20-year cycle is when fashion trends will come back every 20 years. It's a little bit self-explanatory.
Makes sense, though.
So we're seeing baggy trousers, baby tees, or even really oversized shirts. And a lot of that is because of TikTok and the rise of TikTok, because TikTok is very much like 2010s kind of moment. And because there's such a plethora of information being consumed and also being put out on TikTok, that's how a lot of the Y2K moment is coming out.
Can I just hold you for a minute? But don't you think it's ironic how Big Brother is coming back in the same years as vintage clothing is coming back? I mean, like, think about the return of, like, older cameras.
And part of that is the concept of nostalgia or being nostalgic. Us as a generation, we've gone through way too many things in too short of a lifespan, but I think the most biggest one would be the pandemic. So because all of that is going on, we are dealing with an immense amount of generational pain and trauma. So naturally, we want to make us feel better. So we go back to our
All the
roots.
times.
Even though, we were young, but it was a good period in terms of experimenting with pop culture and so many levels of experimentation in terms of the fashion world, in terms of the music world, in terms of the entertainment industry. So us looking at those times and seeing all the information come up on TikTok, on our just general feeds now, we're looking at like, oh, that's such a vibe. That seemed like such a good time. Yes, back then we weren't as socially aware, but we know better now. But also, Big Brother, I will say, is a little bit late to the conversation because this Y2K era has been popping up since, 2020?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't know, it feels a little bit like a a note that we are definitely in the Y2K era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's here, it's coming, but I don't know how well it would stick, to be honest.
If we go back into the box, we have an old camera. Do you know what this represents, Hussein?
No, I do not. Please
It's not like a Polaroid or anything like we were talking about, but a new era of celebrities.
But are they going to be the same?
That's it, because I want to go back to when it obviously first started. Social media wasn't really much of a thing. It was just people watch a reality TV show, and then after that, where can they follow these people?
Facebook.
I mean, out of like the 250 plus contestants, we still saw people like Gemma Collins, Rylan Clark, and Adele.
Adele?
They're not the singer.
Wait, which Adele? No, generally, which Adele is this?
I don't know the surname, but it's not Adele. It's not the singer.
Okay.
It's Adele.
It's not the singer, y'all. Just keep that in
But
mind.
anyway, we've seen these people rise to fame, and I say they've stayed for quite a long time. I mean, Alison Hammond and Ryan Clark, but they're not like the front-facing like Love Islanders are now. But imagine if we have social media. Are these people gonna be like the Love Islanders, like the Too Hot to Handles on Netflix, where these people are like the face of social media and everything that all the younger people follow? Or is it gonna be like how it was back in the day, where you don't really follow these celebrities? It was just on magazine covers. That's the best way that you kind of get all the gossip and stuff.
The way I'm actually thinking, hold on. First of all, Gemma Collins, if you've seen this, I love you, babes. I really do like you with the most iconic moment of TV.
Claustrophobic, Darren. That's the best moment. No?
I want to go home, please. Honestly, mad respect to all those people that you listed out, including not Adele. Because they were meandering a whole new time in terms of social and being a celeb from reality TV shows without actually the support and backing of social media. The one thing I will say with the Love Island element about all this, everyone knows that when you go in, you know, your looks, how you present yourself, afterwards you might get a signed contract. Like, it's naturally what's going to happen.
Yeah, but it's still like, I feel like now that's just the same with reality TV with any show, I feel like, Love Island or not. Like, you go on TV and I feel like that's kind of your path to success. Rather than Big Brother, I feel like did these people even know that they were going to be big? Because how do you even get big back then other than just reality TV? What happens after that?
I think it's the fact that they were different and they were authentic. There was no talent to them. Like, bless their heart. But they were just...
But no, you're right though, because if we go back to like the 1900s when things were getting invented, people were only famous because most people were the most famous because of like Thomas Edison with the light bulb, you know. But nowadays,
You're going back in history.
We're going back. But nowadays, it's like Big Brother. It's like this is the first time that we've seen people get liked for their personality. I feel on TV, where it's like
I should retract the talent lines, to be honest, because these people are very, very natural on
they know
camera.
what they're doing.
They're unapologetically... Wow, that's a big English word for me today. They are unapologetically themselves. You know what I mean? They go on, they speak their mind, and people love that. People click on it because they were like, she's someone I relate to.
But is celebrities going Big Brother in 2023 is it gonna be the same? Are they gonna be as big?
You have big shoes to fill.
Big shoes.
Big, massive shoes to fill. But I will say, I'll be surprised if they pop off, you know? Like, I feel like they're gonna go in with this idea that they've seen what the impact of Big Brother can do. They've seen what the impact of Love Island can do. And they're gonna walk away and they're gonna be like, okay, there's a potential I'm gonna become a celebrity after this.
Yeah.
So do you think they're gonna like manufacture and curate an image and personality of themselves?
Are we past the time now where normal people just get brought to fame like that instantly after a reality TV show? Because we've seen so many people do that nowadays. Let us know in the comments what you think. I personally think no.
Wait, hold on. Just generally, when we're talking about celebrities, I don't know why I did a quick nay there. Well, we're talking about it. Do you think seeing normal people join the show and then become celebrities afterwards, like, I don't know if it's gonna have the same impact as, you know, social media generally. Like, people can get on TikTok, make a cute little few videos, and then next thing you know, they're up.
Do you say no, like, for new season of Big Brother? But as you said, if you look on TikTok nowadays, relatability influencers and celebrities are becoming a massive thing. Even like the Kardashians have switched to trying to be more relatable, trying not to be like showing off, because back in the day it was all about their lifestyle, whereas now it's all about relatability. I mean, look how many people have grown to fame just on TikTok alone. So
I'm excited to see how it plays out. And yes, they might be celebs afterwards because this is the return of Big Brother.
It is.
You know, if it's like the second season return of Big Brother, probably like not so much.
Maybe if this one season, but after that, I think it's, unless they change the concept, which I want to go on to next for your point, because I think they need to switch up the concept to fit in with 2023.
Are we constantly seeing new and new reality TV shows pop up on our screens?
How much is too much, though?
Because right now it's giving too much anyways.
What's in the box, Hussein?
What's in the box?
What's in the box
The
next?
box. Because we're talking about the amount of TV and reality TV shows there is, we have a little TV guide.
Once you talk about this, I'm going to start eating one of the eyeballs from the Big Brother. So keep going while I enjoy my eyeball.
Honestly, I really don't know what's in a TV guide because I've never touched one in my life. But you know, there's a TV guide here. If I can attempt to prop that up somehow, some way, I'm going to.
See, this is what I remember, like my first era, when I was probably like 5 or 6. My mum, I remember reading these magazines, buying these.
You're looking at how these people, you don't really know who they are. And that's because there's so many reality TV shows out there in the world now. In 2015, a study and a research found that there's over 750 reality TV shows on TV, which is 83% higher than scripted shows. And if I'm not mistaken, 350 of those shows were new. So that's 2015.
As in that year.
In that year.
Oh.
And that's, I think, between US and the world, but more so US based. The most common genre, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me guess. Can I guess first? Because I know the answer straight away, the most common. It's either like, oh no, love.
Love and dating and kind of relationships.
Yeah,
So
of course.
all the Love Island and all the Love Island byproducts and Too Hot to Handle, I will say, deserves its own name because it's coming up in the world. But everything in that general realm
Yeah.
make up as the most common genre of reality TV. Which, I get it, you know, there's nothing better than looking at hot people and eating popcorn. But that accounts for 39%.
And obviously in 2023, I feel like that is the main talking point. That's why people get the connection. Like Love Island, I feel like you get the connection with the couples, not just them. And the whole reason why you watch it is because of the tension, of the drama. People have the connection with people, which is why people like watching shows like that. Which is why I worry about Big Brother. I feel like the concept of people being locked in a house and all this is now quite saturated too.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're just not a little twist or a little, you know, come back to 2023 with love being such a big thing. It makes me worry that people just be like, oh, this is a bit boring.
Which brings me to the next fact. If I'm not mistaken, 56% of people believe that reality TV actually has a bad influence on society. And this is what I'm thinking about in terms of Big Brother. We don't know how it's going to look like. We don't know what the feel of it. We don't know what the style of it is. Do you think the next Big Brother should have a positive influence over our lives as a reality TV show? Because there's so much out there. You know what I mean? Like, I will say, arguably,
It's not got the best start, though, has it? It got axed for a reason, I'm guessing.
They have to figure out what's going to make them look different. What's going to make them actually attract the viewers. Because people have the idea of Big Brother and be like, oh, this is what we're going to see. We're going to see some scandals. We're going to see some drama. But how are they going to play it? And which market they want to play it? We'll wait and find out.
Oh, wait, are you eating one?
I am eating one.
Do you want another one? If anyone knows, that's a line from Big Brother. It's not just me asking him.
You don't have to
I actually
explain
want one
it.
back.
You don't have to...
So ITV have already made a big move with Big Brother by partnering with Vinted.
I mean, their partnership with Vinted kind of makes sense because, Love Island partnered with eBay. And that honestly ties hand in hand with the whole Y2K era. The only reason why Y2K is coming back is because people are shopping vintage. Like,
Yeah.
not directly, not direct correlation, but when you're shopping vintage, of course you're shopping from the earlier times, right? And 2000 is a very popular era to be in.
So how are Big Brother going to be relevant in 2023? What should they do?
The way you're asking me like I'm a Big Brother connoisseur, I'm going to bounce off your thoughts.
Okay, I'll start off by saying, first of all, the concept. They need to change. As we spoke about earlier, love is one of the biggest interests in reality TV.
No.
I don't think they can keep with that like concept of just chucking people in a house and they just get on as friends. It's just like, oh.
What do you want then? Big Brother Island?
I want some love. I want some like.
You want a storyline?
I want storylines.
You want to watch
I don't
Netflix
just want,
then?
oh, you're friends with him. Like, that's not as interesting as like, oh, this person's kissed this person.
I will say though, I really hope they keep the voting process. That's fun. That's good
For
fun.
sure.
You know what I mean? When Tiffany got voted out, to this day, still the most iconic moment in history. But I don't know, I can't really pinpoint like something they need to do. I think they have to be more socially aware though. Big Brother now needs to figure out both how to maintain the previous image in order to attract the previous set of people that loved it.
But it's difficult because back then people liked the realness of it. They were showing scenes like, you know, in the night, which they can't do anymore.
I mean, OG Love Island was like that. They were doing the works. But I don't
Now
know.
they just show feet.
I don't know how they're going to attract the youngins, to be honest. But I don't know. I feel like naturally we will be interested in it. But it also depends on who's going to be in it.
Younger cast. They have to. So you want to watch like 50-year-old Alan
Yeah,
sit
but then
down
they
on
usually
his
give
sofa
like a
doing
whole
tasks.
range though in it. Like it gives, you know, there's a few youngins, there's a few
Yeah,
elders.
that could work. That could work.
I really don't know if we're answering this question because
No, I think we've answered it.
yeah.
Just they need to.
No, do you think? Ask them. Ask them.
What do you think? What do they need to do? I mean, we've said they need to get rid of the scenes at night. No, we haven't said.
I really hope they don't though. Wait, hold on. The night scenes, keep it. Let us know in the comments what you think Big Brother 2023 should have in order to keep us engaged. Is that the question?
That's right.
That's the question. We can't have Big Brother without a little bit of scandals. the backbone of Big Brother and the backbone of reality TV. They weren't playing when it comes to scandals. And a lot of the things are scandals to a degree that is very, very problematic.
Very bad.
You know, there was everything from the headbutting to the fights to the arguments to...
Yeah, that was a punching scandal.
Yeah, there was punching. There was a lot of things that came out. But I think if we look back at the early kind of 2000s and we're looking at Big Brother back then, one of the largest scandals were surrounding race. I'm actually going to do only one case study because there's so much out there. It's old tea, but it's case study tea. And that is about Shilpa Shetty. Shilpa is an Indian actress. She came to the UK and she was part of Big Brother.
I know this.
Not the brain clicking. In a nutshell, when it was during the Big Brother and all the live feeds were all happening, there was a little bit of an altercation to pretty much spew some quite racial intonation statements towards Shilpa. Things like, go back to your country, go back to the slums. Also calling her Shilpa Papadum. Honestly, looking back as an Asian person myself, looking at it, it's actually quite sad to see. But that caused a domino effect in terms of uproar. Initially, there was a lot of complaints that was made to Ofcom. A few days after it was aired, if I'm not mistaken, there was 25,000 complaints. That led to 44,000 complaints by the 20th of January. So now it sits at the second highest Ofcom complaint in the history at 44,500.
Wow.
The highest is Pierce Morgan.
Today?
We'll keep that in mind. That's a different episode.
So that's today, yeah?
But today, yeah. So in 2021, it was the second highest. What Jade and Daniel said was...
outrageous.
It is outrageous, you know, to be sat there and...
But why are they even putting that in? Like, why are the producers using that as footage, though?
That's a really good question.
Great. Like, that's something they wouldn't get away with these
I
days.
mean, the story kind of runs deep. I don't know the exact events that has happened. This is just a general... But... I think let's talk about the after impact from that. Big Brother and also Channel 4 at the time needs to now meander through this case because afterwards, a lot of people in politics talk about this. The London mayor at the time said a quote about racism in the country and how that's not tolerated. But in a nutshell, Jade and Danielle violated the code of conduct for Big Brother. And to this day, Big Brother still has a zero tolerance policy in terms of race. So they were evicted from the house. But I think this was a defining moment in terms of scandals and how far is too far. But the whole point of me talking about this, do we want something more wholesome and breezy like Queer Eye?
I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know what it's going to look like. They're going to have to definitely turn down the volume of it.
Yeah.
But who wants to just watch people in a house just getting along well? I mean...
That's so true, though.
You know?
That is so true.
So, Hussein.
The box is empty.
What do you want us to unpack next?